If you walk into a nightclub, where are all the girls concentrated? VIP sections, correct? That's exactly how the world works as well with sex. Most of the girls are chasing the top 10 to 20% of men, and those guys have all the girls while the average dudes have nothing. Here's the thing, a lot of guys are invisible to you. Yeah. We're not counting all the older men. We're not counting all the guys that stay home all day and play video games. We're not counting the guys that, you know, are nerds or dweebs, whatever it may be. Because remember, there are a lot of men. It's just that most men are invisible to most women.
Somebody has to leave with the guy who wasn't in VIP. Because all the girls aren't going into VIP. So the girl who's on the floor is leaving with the guy who's on the floor.
They want to.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but they're going to settle and go get fucked.
No, they won't. And, a lot of women have very unrealistic standards of men of what they want in a guy in a relationship. They estimate in the next 10 years or so that over 50% of women are going to be single. Yep. Because if you ask a girl, hey, what kind of guy that you want, they're typically going to all identify the same kind of guy. When a guy makes over $100,000 a year, over 6 feet tall, confident, attractive, etc.
Ambitious.
This is all, you know, which is code word for a high earner or potential to be a high earner. This is only a very small fraction of men, guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're talking, this is the top 3% of guys that most women describe. 6 feet tall alone puts you in the top 15%. 100,000 or more makes you in the top 10% of all earners. Men, women, homosexual men, lesbian women, everything. So what women are chasing is a very small demographic of man. So that's to answer your question, why guys go nuts when they're able to get sexual access, because men have to fight tooth and nail to get sexual access. So there's no way that you can tell a guy, you can only get this much candy when you're in a candy store just for being a woman. Does that make sense?
Okay, but like with that being said, can men like really be monogamous?
So you're asking me, what do men want in women, right? Outside of sex. So I want to know what the ladies think the men want. So we'll start here with Miss Venezuela again.
Trustworthy, you know, faithful, but then guys aren't faithful. But anyways, trustworthy, faithful, you know, like basically like your best friend. But like
friendship, best friend. No, last one.
She said trustworthy.
Yeah,
trustworthy. It goes into
loyalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loyal.
And when we say loyalty and trustworthy, are we talking about sexually or attention-wise? Like, what are we talking here? Or all of them?
I feel like around the scope. Like, sexually, like, a girl who's gonna have your back for everything. Like, business, family, sex.
Does that mean giving up your Instagram too, just out of curiosity? And your definition of loyalty?
Loyalty. Well, why would I go on my Instagram if I'm not talking to other men?
Okay,
you know
fantastic.
There's a difference between loyalty and like being controlled.
Okay. We'll make that distinction then.
Interesting.
What about you?
I would say respect, equality, and to be seen. I don't know, because I feel like men, I guess they feel like they kind of have to hold up this certain standard of masculinity, and I just feel like they want to be able to let their guard down and just be seen to the core of who they are and not really have to, you know, always keep up this facade, I guess.
Okay. So be able to be sensitive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one, good sex. I'm going to go with loyalty. They don't want...
Does that apply just to sex, or does that apply to like social media usage and everything else?
I think guys like are territorial, but a secure man isn't going to trip about social media.
Okay, so loyalty just from sex.
Loyalty, motherly, but I would also add someone who
that loyalty, I want to make it very clear. Is that sexually, or does that include you, you know, putting pictures of yourself on the internet and everything else like that?
Well, no, like they said, the internet, I mean, I think that a man who's secure in themselves shouldn't care, because that's also a job, you know.
Okay, so only sexually?
Sexually, flirting, anything like that is obviously not loyal. I mean, to me.
So does that mean going out to like clubs and bars?
I mean, if they're going out to the club with their friends and not doing anything, it's fine. But if it's like they're flirting with girls or going to a strip club, I mean, to be honest, I might think that's like not loyal.
Okay.
But I would also add a woman who is like also financially stable, so that they're not depending on the man. Maybe a man would want to be with someone who is not depending on them all the time.
Okay. So best friend, playing hard to get, and what else was the third?
Third one, I think someone they could like open up with and like have an actual conversation with and hold a conversation.
Okay. So comfort, loyalty, and what was the third?
And I feel like stability and support, you know, like that, and you could trust.
Okay.
It's really about being trustworthy.
All right. And you?
I definitely think men look for a woman that they can teach, as well as a woman who can be emotionally supportive to them, and definitely someone who they can trust.
Okay. All right. So I wrote all this down and I see a trend here with loyalty. And the thing with loyalty, I wanted to make that distinction too, because I wanted to ask, does that loyalty apply? How far does it apply? And all you guys pretty much were yes, universal, sexually, yes. But a lot of you guys were kind of off about the social media and everything else like that. I'll be very honest with you guys. Most men are not going to tell you this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you have pictures of your body all over the internet, you are cheating as a woman, 100%. And the thing is that men and women are very different in the way that we operate. Men are territorial. You hit the nail on the head with that. And they don't want their girl advertising herself all over the place, because whether women want to accept it or not, you guys are looked at as sex objects and men are looked at as success objects. And I know it sounds awful to say it that way, but this is how a lot of guys feel. It's just that you can't voice this type of thing, because if you do, you're going to get met with disdain, you're misogynist, or, more shaming language like, how dare you? But the thing is that most guys look at it like, if I'm going to be willing to die for you and protect you, I need your sexual exclusivity to myself only, and I don't want you, advertising yourself on the internet. So that's one thing, right, with loyalty. So I would take it, that's what men really want when they say loyalty. They just ain't going to say it like that, right? Because that's why I wanted to see how far you guys want to go with loyalty. Next, obviously sex is very important. Yes, I agree with you guys on that one. Next, men want a woman that's cooperative. I like the fact that you said coachable. Yeah. Because I'll be honest, the things, a lot of modern day women have habits and traits that make them poor wives, okay? A lot of women want to get a boyfriend or get married, but they don't want to necessarily be a wife. And the thing about being a wife is you're going to have to understand the man is a leader, equality is a lie, and within the confinements of a relationship. And these modern ideals don't really conform with a successful relationship, at least long term when it comes to marriage or anything serious with a man. And what else here? And cooperative, fit, right? Men like women that are fit and attractive. And that's pretty much it, man. Cooperative, fit, feminine, coachable,